You're listening to Wild About Arizona, the official podcast of the Arizona Game and Fish Department.
And welcome to Wild About Arizona. I'm John Trueweller with the Arizona Game and Fish Department. It is a special day, a special episode of Wild About Arizona because we are broadcasting to you from the Arizona Game and Fish Department Outdoor Expo. Scott Lavin is with us. Scott, thanks for being with us today.
Thanks for having me.
First of all, tell us about your role with the Arizona Game and Fish Department, Scott.
So my real job is I'm what they call the R3 branch chief. I oversee our recruitment, retention, and reactivation programs for hunters, anglers, and recreational shooters, and it's a great job. But once a year, we get to have some fun putting together this expo. And you said it's a team. It's a team. I'm the janitor. I'm the guy that cleans up a mess here and there. But we have a world-class team. They've been doing this thing for 14 years. We've got a great day going today.
This is so exciting. First of all, your walkie-talkie is off. Your phone is silenced. This may be the quietest half hour of your day. So if you want to stay longer, you just let me know.
I'm a little nervous about that, to be honest.
Well, hopefully everything is okay. I'm sure it is. So tell us about Expo. Tell us about this. Obviously, we're here with the Wild About Arizona podcast, but our wildlife is here. There's fishing, there's archery, there's over just tons of vendors, anything and everything outdoors for people to see and experience.
Yeah, what really makes the Expo unique is your mission of your organization, product, or service has to be in alignment with the department's mission in outdoor conservation and recreational safety. So, the only vendors and people who here are people who do what we do, right? So, and we've got over 100 exhibitors this year, which is amazing on such short notice. We're a little smaller than usual, but the crowd doesn't seem to mind. We seem to be having a good time. This is really a unique event. Once a year we do this event, and it's our opportunity to be ambassadors to our community, introduce people to the Arizona Game and Fish Department mission. We have hands-on activities, and that's where the department really excels. We know that the public sees us kind of as subject matter experts, so we're going to be on the line with you, teaching you how to shoot a bow and arrow for the first time, teaching you how to catch your first fish. We even have an introductory to shooting exhibit this year where we're going to teach children 9 and older how to shoot a .22 caliber rifle for their first time. Over 1,500 people a year squeeze a trigger for the first time in their life at this event. It's absolutely amazing.
Well, and I was just going to ask, why is it so important that we do this event and we have this opportunity for the public?
For years we held this event and people really didn't even know the organization. They knew they were coming to a fun event, but they didn't even know it was the Arizona Game and Fish event. So, one, it's important for us to explain to the public that we manage all wildlife in the state, and that's all wildlife, not just what you hunt and fish, all wildlife. And Arizona is a unique state. We have over 800 species. That's more than any other inland state. You literally have to have an ocean of fish next to you to have more wildlife than the state of Arizona. And that's kind of a cool brag, right? So a lot of people don't realize that we don't get any tax dollars. There's no general funding of the Arizona Game and Fish Department. Their wildlife is managed and funded by the sale of hunting and fishing licenses and the excise taxes from firearms sales, ammunition sales, bow hunting equipment, and fishing tackle. So that's how conservation is funded. So it's important to tell that story. In addition to that, we've got programs here like our Amazing Wildlife Tent, our Watchable Wildlife Program, which is very innovative in the nation, and our Conserve and Protect program for people who may never hunt or fish to be able to get involved and support conservation. So those programs are here, and we can educate the public on those programs.
And a lot of hands-on opportunities, too, for families, kids, really anyone to get involved.
It's a free event, and it's a great event to bring the family to. We've got great food vendors, so there's some great food.
The Wildlife Asset Tent is huge here. Put on our law enforcement kind of handles that. Talk to us about that tent, Scott, because there's a lot that's happening over there.
They've been collecting donations. Private parties will donate their trophy mounts or different forms of assets. People, they hunt sheds in the woods. Animals will shed their antlers and horns. They'll collect them up. And then, of course, some of this stuff was confiscated during, investigations. And, you're talking about, amazing elk mounts. I think they have a polar bear that was legally harvested back in the 20s, so all the documentation's in order. But, a lot of people, this is a decor opportunity. So a lot of people who have lodges or hotels or restaurants, it's a very popular destination at the Expo. It's the biggest tent this year. It's the biggest exhibit they've ever done. And all of that, they auction these products off, and that money goes to help fund purchasing equipment for our law enforcement officers. They've got a unique job. They're out in the middle of nowhere, Arizona. They don't have backup. They're doing the job in the field by themselves. So we obviously want them to have the best equipment possible to set them up for success.
Yeah, it's pretty neat in there. Pretty impressive just to see everything that has been collected or donated. Is there a favorite part of Expo for you, Scott? What's your highlight? What do you love most about this event?
I love seeing the public on the landscape. You look at this. This is a 16-acre event. I don't know how many people are on the ground right now, but it looks like definitely, thousands. The experience is that you can go to the Game and Fish professionals. We'll teach you how to do things, but we don't have the staff to take your family out camping, hunting, and fishing multiple times. So we've got an incredible number of nonprofit organizations that are social organizations to give you the social support to help develop your family's skills. And then on top of that, we have all these great commercial vendors selling the top-of-the-line gear to make sure that you're safe and successful in the field. So it's an excellent packaged event. I don't know any other event that's like it.
It's got to be really neat for you to experience, and I know a lot of our professionals out here, to see kids and families really interact with some of our exhibits, and for them to shoot a bow and arrow for the first time, or to cast that fishing rod, and to just experience anything and everything Game and Fish.
We call it the light bulb moment, and that's why it's so important that the parents are here with their kids. You're only going to catch your first fish once, right? You're only going to hit your first bullseye once, and you see that kid's light up, and it changes your life. I get to brag. I'm in the best industry in the world. I've had a long career. I've gotten to do a lot of exciting things, but this is absolutely the best community I've ever been part of. So it is. It's really uplifting. The youth can't go out and recreate on the landscape by themselves. So, and everybody loves wildlife. So seeing the parents have that moment with their children, knowing that that's going to spur further activities, I think that's really why we do this.
Well, and there's cool stories here too. Like, Kelsey, who's in charge of our archery area, she came here as a kid at Expo, and that's where she learned how to shoot archery and loved it so much that she got involved with it, got good at it. She's coaching a national team right now. She's here today, running our archery area. It's just experiences like that.
Isn't that a great story? She used to work for me as our statewide archer. She became a statewide archery coordinator along that journey as well. She's a consummate professional, fierce competitor, and a very avid outdoors person. So yeah, these are great stories, and it's a lifelong journey. I mean, you never get too old. I think even people going to work in the morning and a hawk lands on a tree near the driveway, or a bunny rabbit jumps across the driveway. We all just stop. We all take that moment in, right? So yeah, it's really neat to hear those stories of people who come to this event and have an opportunity to find a passion.
What do you think the biggest takeaway is for some of the families that come out here, Scott?
I obviously safety is a focus, right? Some of the things we do here, even fishing, you're dealing with, sharp hooks and all. And it's good to learn how to do things right the first time, right? So safety is the forefront of everything we do. We're in a desert state. Even when you go out to recreate, just camping, it's good to make sure you take somebody, let somebody know where you go. We have our law enforcement officers at a lot of the exhibits, and we have some really incredible outdoor professionals that can give you some tips to make sure that you're planning your trips accordingly, to take the best care.
We hear the paper flapping. We hear the people talking. Obviously, we are out here at the Outdoor Expo, broadcasting from the Expo grounds, which is just exciting to see it all and kind of be here in it. Usually we're in our controlled kind of studio environment, but we're out here experiencing it today just like anybody else. I think the cool part, too, I like about this, Scott, is that whether you're an experienced angler, an experienced hunter, or it's something that you want to get into, you want to learn more about it, there's something for you here at the Expo. And the coolest part is, like you've mentioned, especially if you're new and inexperienced or have a question or want to learn something, the state's best game and fish professionals are here to help you and answer your questions.
Yeah, that's right. We again, over 100 unique vendors this year, and again, you mentioned no matter how long you've been in the game, we've got some industry vendors here. We've got Sig Sauer, Patriot Ordnance Factories, Kimber America. These are top line international vendors that have the latest products on the firing line this year that you can try before you buy. We have a significant number of other firearm vendors, literally too many to name right now, but. There's literally, whether you like to tinker with the new toys, whether you want to learn age-old best practices, or whether you want to find an organization that you have a group of like-minded people to go out and recreate with, it is all here for you.
Well, this is the kind of place where people, they discover their love, or they can discover their love for the outdoors and the outdoors in Arizona. Well, you touched on it a little bit earlier, too. This is a free event, which is, it's free admissions, free parking. That's a big deal. That's a big thing. So it's great to bring the family. It's great to experience it, but it's free. So just come out and see it for yourself.
Yeah, I think that obviously is a key to our success. And really, we're a state wildlife agency. We're a state government agency. Our job is to serve the public. So, and this is the beginning of the conversation. Hopefully this event is the beginning of the courtship. Conservation and every form of outdoor recreation is so complex, you're not going to learn it in a weekend. So hopefully we establish some friendships at these events. We introduce people to organizations that can support them on their journey through learning more about the outdoors. And, a lot of people kind of change gears, through life. People that they've been a bow hunter all their life, they want to get more into fishing, or they really like off-highway vehicles. Again, it doesn't matter how long you've been doing this thing. There's an opportunity to learn something new or find a new passion.
Yeah, absolutely. It's an exciting place to be. It's exciting to experience it all, and like we talked about, you can make a connection with somebody that you maybe didn't think you would be able to do, and really get interested in a new hobby or a new part of a sport. Yeah,
it's something that frustrates me. I used to be in the sporting goods outdoor recreation industry. And I didn't know any of this. I didn't know how conservation was funded. I didn't know, my taxes weren't paying for wildlife management. And I didn't know about all these great organizations. I lived in Arizona for 20 years, and I was missing out because I wasn't getting out. So, this job has really kind of changed my life, and I want to make sure that we're providing these opportunities. The public needs, a pin on the map, right? And this event, it shows them where all the maps are to put the pins on, right?
Absolutely, and now you're in the thick of it with this job, Scott.
Yes.
It's azgfd.gov/expo, and that's where people can go if they want to learn about registering for the 2023 Expo or learn about attending it. Anything we missed? Anything you want to add, Scott, that we haven't talked about today?
I just, a lot of people have some concerns about some of the activities, particularly with firearms. It's understandable. We have a perfect safety record. We have trained law enforcement professionals working the firing line. This is one of the best places in the world to try your first experience with a firearm. So we've never had a bad day here at Expo, and our team works tirelessly to maintain a safe environment. It's a little sunny. It's a little hot. We're making sure people are drinking water. That's really the biggest deal today.
Hey, I look up. I don't see a cloud in the sky. You're right. It is bright out, but at least it's not downpouring on us. We'll take it.
Some people curse me with rain at Expo. So, yeah, we got away this year so far. So hopefully it maintains through tomorrow.
And you can probably hear some of the firing in the distance. It's a lot of fun, a lot to see and do. As Scott said, over 100 vendors, wildlife here, fishing, archery, a wildlife asset tent, you name it. It's a lot of fun. Well, Scott, I better let you get back to work and turn the radio back on in case you need to get anywhere. But thank you so much for joining us and taking some time out with us at the Arizona Game and Fish Department Outdoor Expo. This is just such a cool experience and just something we want to share with everybody.
Well, thank you for getting the word out. We appreciate everything your team has brought to this event. These people are here today because of you and your team. Thank you so much.
Thanks for listening. Visit us online at www.azgfd.gov.